Greetings and welcome to another video. It's Saturday 23rd of September 2023 and I'm back at Granville Park today to explore a section of path that I've not yet explored. With that in mind, I'm starting this video at a different point in Granville Park. I've mentioned where I'm standing before in previous videos, but it seems like a good idea to start here today. The weather's looking pretty good at the moment. Hopefully it'll stay this way while I'm here at Granville. But yeah, it's going to be good going down this different section of path. I'm looking forward to it. With that in mind, let's carry on and take a look at where I'm standing right now. Granville Local Nature Reserve, the Wax Hill Barracks. Wax Hill Barracks mine was one of the earlier Lilleshall Company mines. This was sunk in around 1818 and had a depth exceeding 275 metres. The mine worked coal and ironstone, and mining stopped around 1900, although pumping continued until 1930 to reduce the risk of flooding. Miners and their families lived in long rows of single-storey, two-room houses known as barrack houses. The 1851 census shows at the Wax Hill Barracks 20 of the 27 single-storey houses had 5 or more people living there, while 9 had 7 or more people living there. Even after the legislation of 1842 banning the use of women underground, there were sites in Shropshire where women played an important role in mining. E. Onions of Oakengates told the Select Committee on Mines in 1865 that the girls were dressed in frocks and petticoats. They had leggings to keep their feet and stockings dry and did not wear trousers like the men. There are only 2 known pictures of pit girls in their working clothes, one of which was taken at Wax Hill Barracks in 1900. So yeah, some interesting local history about where I'm standing at the moment, which is stuff like this I always find absolutely fascinating, to be honest with you. So yeah. Now from where I'm standing, if we look to my right, this path here that I'm looking at, if we go along in the direction I'm now facing, that'll take us back to the car park here at Granville, and beyond that it'll take us to the Asda supermarket here in Donington. And also from here there's a couple of other paths at Granville Park to explore, which we looked at and explored in previous videos here at Granville. So because I've explored much of what's in front of me already, we're not going to continue on in this direction. But what I will take note of is these steps here to my left. Now, up these steps I explored in one of my previous videos at Granville, and going up here takes you to a fantastic field at the top of these steps. So yeah, it's really interesting up there, and up that way will lead you back to the car park over in that direction. So yeah, fantastic good times. Another thing to take note of here at Wax Hill Barracks is, well, right behind me. If we take a look around, you've got this really nice open space, which is a really nice place to be. especially when the sun's out like it is now. So yeah, you've got a fantastic bench over there. A few really interesting places to take the time to sit down at. It's really good here, to be honest. But we're not gonna stick around here for too long, because we want to crack on with where we want to be today. And to get to where we want to go, we're going to rejoin the path and go through the gate in front of me there. Okay, and we're going to come through this gate as well. Okay, now to begin with, we've got this path here that I'm now looking at. I'm not going to go that way in this video, although I do plan to make a separate video exploring down along the direction I'm now facing. No, what I'm going to do in this video is come this way, down this path. Now, I have explored a section of this path already in a previous video, and if we follow this path here to my right through the field in front of me, as we found out in my last video when I was here a few days ago, this path I'm looking at will connect on to where we want to be in today's video, but we'll get to that later on. In the meantime, we're gonna stick to the main path here, because where I want to explore in this video continues on from this path that I'm on now. So yeah, with that in mind, let's carry on and get going. So here we are at the end of the path, and we see it continues on in a couple of different directions. Now, if we have a look to my left, you'll see the path continues on in this direction that I'm facing. We explored this path the last time I was here, and that, as we found out, takes us back to the entrance and the car park to Granville Park. And this is the path used mostly by people riding their horses along this way. So because we've already explored that path, we're not going to go this way again today. And well, this is the path we've just come from, which will take us back to the start of our video. Which means if I turn around, we're going to be going along this path today. because this is the path that's going to be taking us to where we want to go. So yeah, let's carry on. Now, as we saw in one of my previous 2 videos, when I was here the other day on Sunday, a couple of days ago, I did come along this path and explore a section of it. But as we saw in my previous video, which we'll get to in a couple of minutes, the path does divert and go off, or split off in 2 different directions. So last time I was here, we explored the one path, but today we're going to carry on and explore the other path that we didn't touch upon last time. I'm looking forward to this, it's going to be good. So this is obviously what's in front of me at the moment. And yeah, what I'm looking at right now looks really good, looks really nice, looks really good. And as I took note of in a previous video here, down here is really peaceful. Just listen to the beautiful silence. Standing right here, walking along this path, you wouldn't think we're in Donington or anywhere in Telford right now with how peaceful it is. If it's possible for you to do so, I do recommend people coming to Granville Park, exploring what you can of a place. Absolutely wonderful. So this is as far as we got the last time I was here at this signpost. And if we take a look to my right, you'll see this footpath here. And the last time I was here, as you saw in my video, we walked up this path here. And as we saw in my previous video, if we go along this path here, it's a fantastic walk for starters, absolutely gorgeous path to follow. But this path, as we found out, leads us back to the same point that we started this video today. So because we've already explored this path, we're not going to go this way today. Instead, what we're going to do, we're going to rejoin this path that we've just come along, and we're going to follow it along this way, past this signpost. Now, I've not been down this path before, I've not been along this way, so because of that, I don't know where this is going to take us, where it's going to lead to. But it's going to be good checking this out. Has anyone watching this video been to Granville Park and explored? If so, it would be great if you could leave your comments and your stories about Granville Park in the comments section below this video. And if anyone knows anything about the history of Granville Park, then again, share your knowledge. Leave it in the comments below this video. It'll be really interesting to learn about all of that. So yeah, let's carry on. It looks like we've got a gate in front of us. Well, to my right, you can see through the trees. You've got houses where people are living. By the looks of it, some of these houses might be a new build, but I don't know how long these houses have been here, to be honest. Okay, so we're gonna go through the gate and see where this path takes us. I can hear traffic in front of me. I suspect we're about to come onto a main road by the sounds of the traffic. Okay. I could be wrong, but I suspect I've got a vague idea as to, I know where we are, kind of. I'll find out in a couple of moments. But this looks great. What I'm looking at is really interesting. So, yeah. Wasn't expecting to see all this here. Nice one. Okay, so what I'm looking at the moment, to begin with, this path in front of me, this path here is the path we've just explored. If we were to go back along this path, it'll take us along everywhere we've just seen, and it'll take us back to where we started this video. To my right, as you can see, welcome to Granville Country Park, and next to that is this signpost. Now, we've seen this signpost before in previous videos at Granville Park, and in one of those videos I actually read through and talked about the information you can see on here, so I'm not going to read through it again, but yeah. And as you can see, we've got a map of Granville Park. And if we look behind me, it looks like we've got an abandoned road in front of me, but we'll have a look at that in a moment. But if we continue to turn around, we've got this signpost here. So yeah, So as I was saying, we've got these two signposts talking about Granville Country Park. As I've just mentioned, this path in front of me is where we've just come from and explored, and that'll take us back to where we started this video if we travel back along that way. As you saw a moment ago, this signpost Welcome to Granville Local Nature Reserve. We invite you to explore this large and sprawling network of copses, heaths, grasslands, pools, scrub, wet woodlands and oak-capped mounds. The rugged landscape of Granville is the result of over 200 years of industrial upheaval. Coal mines, canals, railways and blast furnaces nearly eliminated the previous agricultural landscape, bar a few very important exceptions. The pit mounds, cuttings, waterways and some very impressive brick and stonework ruins are all that is left of the industry of men like the Dukes of Sutherland and their Lilleshall Company. Nature has triumphed now. The thick blossoms of hawthorn, nodding heads of yellow rattle and purple orchid spikes trick the viewer and hide the turbulent past of this tranquil wild landscape. Please be careful as you explore and help us to conserve the industrial heritage by not climbing on the structures. Thanks. Granville LNR is owned by Telford and Wrekin Council, who work in partnership with Shropshire Wildlife Trust and the Friends of Granville to care for the reserve for the benefit of its wildlife and to promote public enjoyment of the amazing local natural asset. And as you can see, we've got a map stating you are here, and yeah, so yeah, this place does connect to where I've been before, because I think it was about 2 years ago I made a video exploring Muxton Marsh and a section of the Granville Heritage Trail you can find around the area. I'll have to look back and try and find out those two videos and put the titles of those videos in the video description of this video. But yeah, this does link up to where I've been before, Muxton Marsh. So yeah, even though I've not been at this particular spot before, I have been near here over at Muxton Marsh while making a previous video. So I'm guessing if we take a look to my left on this path here, we have a look and there is a main road in front of me. So yeah, let's have a look. So as you can see, this is where the path opens up to. And if we have a look to my right, the path leads to all these houses. We're not going to go that way, we're not going to go into the housing estate, but just take a note of where it is in relation to where I'm standing. And yeah, I actually remember my previous video a couple of years ago exploring Muxton Marsh. Let's have a look at this gate entrance. Have a look at this. This is absolutely brilliant. And as you can see, this gateway, if we have a closer look, Granville Nature Reserve Marsh Brooks. This is absolutely brilliant. I love this. And yeah, as you can see, a lot of really good craftsmanship and artwork, and a lot of really good effort has gone into making these. What I'm looking at now, it's absolutely brilliant on both gates, well, both sides. Absolutely gorgeous. So yeah, I think the horse riders would go up and round. So in Donington at the moment, specifically on a road called Marshbrook Way. Now this is good, this is really, really good, because I remember actually standing at this spot once before, about 2, maybe 3 years ago, in one of my previous videos when I was exploring Muxton Marsh, and another video called the Granville Heritage Trail. And I want to show you something, because where I'm standing at the moment does connect to both those previous videos. So with that in mind, I'm just going to show you how where I'm standing at the moment connects to those videos from 2 or 3 years ago. So from here, what we want to do is come to this road, and what we're going to do is cross the road right here. Absolutely epic. And you'll see in front of me, footpath continues. And here we are. Just come through the gate. Oh, this is brilliant. This has worked out much better than I anticipated. I had suspected that one of the paths starting at where I started this video would eventually connect me back to, well, where I'm standing at the moment. But I didn't expect it to be the path I'm on right now, and it has turned out to be much better than I anticipated. Ah, this is brilliant. That's absolutely gorgeous. So yeah, let's carry on. Now, if I remember correctly, if I remember correctly, I'm now standing on a public footpath called the Granville Heritage Trail, and it circles around. Yeah, it's just a big loop at the moment, and we saw that happen in my previous video here from maybe 3 years ago, which I called the Granville Heritage Trail. And where I'm standing at the moment, let's have a look. Yeah, this is brilliant. Okay, so to have a look at what I'm looking at the moment, the path continues on in front of me, okay, but also it goes off to my right. So you can go down there, and I'm not sure, but if I remember correctly, going down that way will eventually loop around and bring you back here. I'll have to watch that old video again to see how it pans out. But going along in the direction I'm now facing, as you can see, is part of the Telford T50 50-mile trail and the Granville Heritage Trail. Both go off in this direction. However, we're not going to go that way. What I want to do right now is, from where I'm standing, connect back to Muxton Marsh, where I was in the previous video from a couple of years ago. So to do that, well, we're at a crossroads at the moment, as we just saw. So let's have a look. We can either go straight on or down off to my right, but we're not going to do that. Instead, as you can see, there's a path to my left. And if I remember correctly, it's down this way that leads to Muxton Marsh. Well, I could be wrong actually. Let's get up along this path. Okay, now I remember what's going on. Right, so we're here and we turn to here, and this way, as you can see, is also part of the Telford T50 50-mile trail. And it's going off through this gate, down that way along the path in front of me. It's that way that will take you to Muxton Marsh, where I explored in one of my previous videos. I'm not going to go that way at the moment. Instead, we're just going to head up here. What I'm going to do at the moment is come up here for a moment. I remember all this now. This little path, as you can see, brings us to Donington Wood roundabout. And from here, along the main road, that'll take you to Cannock or Priorslee along here. So as you can see, we're at Donington Wood roundabout, and from here what I want to do is head back down this way to get back to where we were a few minutes ago. So as I've just said a couple of minutes ago, that way, following the path to my left, takes us to Muxton Marsh, which I explored in a previous video a couple of years ago. At the moment I'm thinking it would be nice to go back to Muxton Marsh and explore that area all over again, but I don't know about that. We'll see how it pans out. In the meantime, what I want to do is head back up this way to get back to where we were a few minutes ago. Right, so this is where we were a few minutes ago. The Granville Heritage Trail, as explored in a previous video a couple of years ago, is off to my left, and that's a fantastic place to explore, to be honest. Absolutely gorgeous. But today in this video I'm going off to my right, heading up this way. Back over the road. So I just want to get up here back to those signposts we were at about 10 minutes ago. Well, that was really good, that was. I'm at Donington Wood roundabout, and just by Muxton Marsh. Brilliant. On that note, I'm gonna finish this video here. Yeah, finish this video here. Thank you everyone for watching. I do appreciate everyone who watches my videos, and yeah, take care of yourselves, be safe, have a very good weekend, and I'll see you all soon in the next video. Take care and goodbye.